everyone. Today we're going to be doing yet another story time, and today's is going to be about the time sorry girly, I promise I will unblock you afterwards. Anyway, as I was saying, today's story time is going to be about the time I unknowingly invited a full-on grown woman into my club, which was filled with children. I was a child. Not good situation. This story is honestly really funny for me to look back on. So you guys are in for a treat today. We're training Nilla today, who I bought in the last video. I thought it was fitting to wear yellow since, Banana Cookie is her Jorvik name. Without any further ado, let's get right into this story time. So I'm gonna start off with some backstory just in case you haven't seen some of my past club story time videos. So a number of years ago, I used to be a club owner of a club that probably had, I want to say, maybe around like 10 active members. This was a number of years ago, so I'm not entirely sure how many. However, we were an extremely tight-knit club. We were all very close. Most of the active members were people who had been in the club since its founding or within like a couple months of its founding. Well, not founding technically, but since I took over the club. For more information on that, you should go and watch my story time about my terrible club owner. What was I even saying? I'm confusing myself. It's been a long day. We would consistently have people joining the club and then just not being very active. I don't know why. I don't know if that's a common thing in clubs, but we had our group of like about 10 of us that were pretty active. We were pretty tight-knit. And then there were like another 10 or so members maybe that were just not the most active. Some would leave, they'd be replaced with more like not super active people. And when I say active, I don't just mean coming to club events often, but like, being involved, joining voice calls, because we loved voice calling with each other, even when we weren't in events. And the girl, or really I should be saying woman, who we're going to be talking about today, she was one of those people that would come into the club and not really be active, not really participate in that much. So while she was in the club, we didn't really get a chance to get to know her too well. I'm getting ahead of myself though. So in order to get into this club you had to pass an interview. Clubs in this game are so serious. It's funny sometimes. It's like you're trying to get a job or something, but it's just a club in this silly little horse pixel game. That's a topic for another video though. And one day I get a request from someone we're going to be calling M. I don't think at this point in the club there was any sort of interview over voice call. I'm pretty sure it was either a Google form that I would have people wanting to join fill out, or I would just ask them a bunch of questions in Discord. I'm not sure which I was doing at the time, but either way, it doesn't really matter. M did end up passing that interview. And one of the things that she mentioned during the interview, in the section where it says, oh, is there anything else that you want us to know about you? She didn't say this exactly, but it was something along the lines of, I know I sound older, but don't worry, I'm your guys' age. While she was in the club, she was one of the members I was talking about earlier, not a very active member. She didn't really come to events, she didn't really participate in much. We had a very clear event schedule. We were a semi-strict club. I think that's what you'd call it. But like, if you weren't gonna come to an event, it was customary for you to send me a message saying, oh, I can't come. You didn't even have to give a reason. M would often ask in Discord chat, oh, hey, is there an event today? And I'd be like, yeah, there is, or no, there isn't. But in the future, you can check our schedule That's literally like in one of the other Discord channels right in this server. She never did though. She seemed kind of unfamiliar with Discord, I guess. And from that, as well as her mannerisms and the way she typed, just the way that she acted in general, I kind of assumed she was younger. When you own a club and you have people of all ages coming in and joining, you kind of get a sense of different ages, different maturity levels. And not to be rude or anything to her, but it definitely seemed like she had a lower maturity level, kind of less self-awareness maybe. But you know, she was still a kind person. She was nice. It's not like she was rude or anything. An example of kind of, I guess, her lack of awareness is we disbanded probably a few months after she joined. I pinged everyone when we disbanded. It was a whole big announcement. It was a big thing. Maybe like a month after we disbanded, or even like a couple weeks later in our server, she was like, hey, are there any events this week? And I was like, no, we literally disbanded. Like, did you not see the message? I'm sure you're wondering, if she wasn't very active, if she didn't engage with anyone much, how on earth did you find out that she was not who she said she was? I think it was actually like a year after we disbanded, so like a year since we talked. I was looking back in the Discord server, I was checking, you know, some of the people's profiles just to see how they were. Her status or her little description biography thing, if those had been added to Discord at that time, because I'm pretty sure they haven't always been there. Somehow from her profile, I don't remember how, but I saw that it said that she was 30 freaking years old. Let me repeat that. 30 freaking years old. We were all children. We were all under the age of 18. Most of us, you know, well under the age of 18. And this girl knew that. She specifically told me, oh, I know I sound old, but I just have a deep, mature voice, whatever she said. Like, don't worry, I'm your guys' age. She didn't specify how old she was, just your guys' age. A very general thing. And if she had said she was 30 from the get-go, like with her voice, I would have believed her. She sounded 30. We had some members with deeper voices. They still sounded like kids, okay? This woman, she didn't sound like a kid. She sounded like a 30-year-old. I paid no attention to it, I guess. I don't know. I was a kid too. I didn't use my critical thinking skills, apparently. So that is the story of how a 30-year-old woman tricked me into allowing her to join my club. Let me know if you guys have ever had a similar experience. I feel like we all know you shouldn't always trust people on the internet, and there are people that lie about who they are, but I had 3 separate instances where someone I knew was lying about who they were in a pretty major way. So let me know if that's normal, because I've been thinking about it a lot. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Let me know what kinds of content you all want to see from me. I know you guys really enjoy my story times. However, I am kind of struggling to think of any more Star Stable related story times. I will see you all next week. Bye!